Hey, here's a question for you. Have you ever sat down at the end of the month, looked at your bank account and thought, wait, where did all my money go? And then realized it wasn't the big stuff like rent or groceries. It was all these tiny little expenses that somehow add up to hundreds, even thousands of dollars a month. Yeah, that's literally me, and probably exactly where you are too. Look, here's the thing. Most people think cutting back on the obvious stuff like dining out twice a week or skipping Starbucks is enough. But here's what most people don't realize. There's a set of hidden expenses quietly destroying your wealth right under your nose. And if you don't catch them now, they'll silently rob you of hundreds of thousands over your lifetime. My name is Noah, and I spend way too much time thinking about how small money habits compound into financial freedom or financial frustration. If you're someone who feels like you're making decent money but never actually seem to save anything, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Today, we're going to break down the 7 hidden expenses that slowly destroy your wealth, why they sneak past most people's budgets, and, most importantly, how to tackle them immediately. Look, before we dive in, I want to challenge something you probably believe. Most people assume that wealth is all about earning more money. Wrong. Wealth isn't earned, it's kept. And these 7 hidden expenses are the reason most people never actually keep enough to grow real wealth. Trust me, the math behind this is brutal. 1. Subscription overload. Example: streaming, apps, gym memberships. Let's start with something most people never even think about: subscriptions. Here's what most people don't realize. The average American spends over $237 a month on recurring subscriptions they barely use. That's $2,844 a year. Now let's do the math. Over 10 years, assuming a modest 5% annual price increase, that's more than $35,000 gone just on things you forgot you signed up for. Here's what's really interesting. This isn't just about money. Psychologically, subscriptions are designed to be frictionless. You don't notice the money leaving your account, and you justify it with tiny emotional rewards. That's why it's so sneaky. Actionable step: check your bank statements. Cancel anything you haven't used in 30 days. Set a calendar reminder to review subscriptions quarterly. Small step, huge impact. 2. Lifestyle inflation. Example: salary increases, but expenses rise proportionally. Now you might be thinking, well, Noah, I make more money now, isn't that good? Yes, but here's where it gets really interesting. Most people fall into lifestyle inflation. You get a raise of $5,000 a year, and instead of saving or investing it, you buy a fancier phone, upgrade your apartment, or eat out more. Let's break it down. $5,000 extra per year invested at 7% annual return over 30 years becomes over $380,000. But if you spend it, poof, gone. That's the power of compounding in reverse. Psychology behind it. It's called hedonic adaptation. We quickly adapt to a higher lifestyle, and our happiness levels normalize, but our expenses do not. Actionable step: whenever you get a raise, immediately allocate at least 50% towards savings or investments before touching your upgraded lifestyle. 3. Bank and credit card fees. Here's another one most people never account for. The average person pays $300 to $400 annually in fees for overdrafts, late payments, and account maintenance. That might not sound huge until you factor in lost interest on that money over decades. Imagine losing $400 every year for 20 years. That's $8,000. But if that money had been invested at a 7% return, you'd actually be sitting on over $20,000. Tiny fees, massive long-term impact. Actionable step: switch to low-fee accounts, set up autopay, and track your transactions weekly. Awareness is your first defense. 4. Impulse spending / micro purchases. Here's the classic one: impulse purchases. That latte, that snack, that random gadget from Amazon, individually small, but the average American spends over $1,200 a year on impulse buys. Over 20 years, $24,000, not counting lost investment growth. Analogy: it's like a leaky faucet. One drop isn't noticeable, but a constant drip floods the house. Actionable step. Implement a 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase. You'd be amazed how many things you'll skip when you actually think about it. 5. Lifestyle. Keeping up with the Joneses. Here's what most people don't realize. Social pressure isn't just annoying, it's expensive. You feel like you need the newest tech, fancy vacations, or that luxury car. And here's the kicker. The average person spends $3,000 plus annually trying to match peers' lifestyles. Psychology behind it. Social comparison triggers a dopamine response. It feels good temporarily, but long-term, it's draining your wealth. Actionable step. Focus on personal benchmarks, not peers. Track progress toward your financial milestones. Financial freedom, greater than temporary approval. 6. Poor investment decisions/hidden costs and fees. Now let's get into the subtle but dangerous investment fees. Here's the thing. High-fee mutual funds might charge 1 to 2% annually. That doesn't sound huge, right? Wrong. $100,000 invested at 2% higher fees over 30 years results in losing over $80,000 in potential gains. Most people don't realize index funds or low-cost ETFs can drastically outperform because fees compound against you, quietly eating your wealth. Actionable step. Audit your investments. Choose low-cost index funds when possible. Pay attention to expense ratios. They matter. 7. Health and lifestyle. Neglect. Hidden costs of poor choices. This one might surprise you. Neglecting health is a hidden financial expense. Poor diet, lack of exercise, or avoiding preventive care can cost thousands in medical bills and lost productivity over time. Example. Let's say an avoidable health issue costs $5,000 out of pocket in your 40s, invested at 7% over 20 years. That's $19,000 in lost potential growth. Psychology behind it. It's deferred thinking. You treat your body like it'll last forever. Financially, ignoring health is like letting an asset depreciate without maintenance. Actionable step. Prioritize preventive care, exercise, and healthy habits. It's both a wealth-building and life-building strategy. Call to action. So let's recap. Subscriptions, lifestyle inflation, bank fees, impulse buys, social pressure, investment fees, and health neglect. These are the 7 hidden expenses slowly destroying your wealth. And the scary part? Most people never even notice until decades have passed. But here's the good news. Now that you know, you can take action immediately. Cancel unused subscriptions, automate savings, audit investments, and invest in your health. Small adjustments today compound into massive financial freedom tomorrow. If this video helped open your eyes to these sneaky wealth drains, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone who needs a financial wake-up call. Your future self will thank you. Remember, wealth isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and grow. Start today, take control, and make every dollar work for you.